My name is Mike McDonald, and my wife is Janet. We've lived here since 1998. And Janet grew up in northwest Nebraska on her family ranch. They ranched at Scottsbluff. I grew up in central Nebraska, right by the base of Sandhills by Loop City. I've taught full-time for 31 years, and my wife's worked in healthcare, VA for 20, and St. Elizabeth for 20. And so we've just been starting to do this on the side over the last 9 going on 10 years, trying to develop things, agriculture and sustainability, things we want to get involved with. Basically, as I've learned from other people, there's so much out there that I'm just making mistakes and trying to make them educated mistakes. So I'm trying to get to value-added sorts of things. So what I mean by that, as I talk to others, I've tried to get beyond the corn, soybean, the traditional rotation. And I know it's cliche, but trying to go back the way it used to be in terms of Mother Nature. So as you looked around here, trying to reconvert this back to native forbs, annuals, perennials. I want to try to have a range of options between conventional, non-GMO, to organic that I can fit and work in that continuum to work with there. So we have regular soybeans, non-GMO soybeans. We've gone corn, but I've tried to go more high moisture corn. Again, a lot of this is tied to cover crops, so I've got 11 to 12 months of living roots. Last 3 years incorporated cattle, trying to build up that aspect. I truly believe if you're going to build your soil, you can't open up wounds. And I know we look at the residue, but the more I learn, it's the liquid carbon below the ground that's equally or more important than above ground, because we can see that, and several friends have called it the iceberg effect. So underneath, how do I build constant exudates? So yesterday, I think we had 18 things we put in there. Part of it was I was cleaning things up. Part, I wanted to have, supposed to be hot, so having things cook in at different things. Second of all, I've really been purposeful on having cover between cool, summer, fall. I want to have something growing for weed suppression, because I've been going on 3 years not spraying here. Probably the next thing that I've really tried to do is invest in equipment that I can be more intentional with what I'm doing. So I try to drill 3 times a year. And that way, you can't do that in corn. So I try to put things that I've always got something preparing for the next season. But preventing that open wound in the soil and always having something on it, just like you and I, our skin, has been a real big important point to me. We all want to know where food comes from. And I do. Everybody wants to know it. So how we work together, how we educate, it has to be purposeful, it has to be intentional. It can't be just saying, well, I'm going to raise these cover crops, I'm going to do this. At the end of the day, it doesn't make a difference. It has to be working, communicating, educating,